unprocessed, a track that came out today to kick off the show. I would consider myself a lover of the snow, I would think, maybe. I do like the colder weather a whole lot more than when the summertime comes around. When it's above 80 degrees, that's when I start sweating. I can't sleep with any sheets on. I know, first world problem right there. Fat Peaches doesn't like the heat. Ha ha ha. That's for sure. It's crazy how on the East Coast, people are complaining about the snow. And then, unfortunately, on the West Coast, we have these fires that are barely contained. The numbers are crazy. Over 180,000 people had to be evacuated from their homes. You got to be careful, too, what you say online about certain situations like this. There's this Canadian YouTuber. She's facing severe criticism for posting a very insensitive Instagram story about the fires, saying she wanted to leave New York City's cold weather for LA's burning conditions. A lot of people just straight up saying, hey, you're tone deaf. And there's a lot of other people like this person. A radio guy got in trouble for making some weird joke that had nothing to do with the fires, but it was related to the fires, but the joke itself was such a stretch. I'm sure you've heard us talk about that Instagram page, Crappy Radio Jock. We like to point out that account from time to time on the air. That person highlighted that radio dude just sharing all these insensitive memes. You got to know when to make a joke and what limits you have. Like, I know sometimes I like to make bad jokes, especially off the air. I know my limits, though. I know not to make fun of certain subjects, especially like wildfires that have caused a ton of people to be homeless, some even dead. I think 10 people passed away because of this fire so far. They haven't even started searching yet because the fire is barely contained. I think there's 5 fires in total, something like that. But anyway, what a way to start the show here. I'm sorry, you can't get a hold of me, unfortunately, because the phones are still down. I'm hoping they're back up next week so I can finally chat with everybody. It's been extra lonely not having the phone working. I will make a thread on Facebook this time. I think I said that yesterday and I never got to it. I will make a thread on the Facebook group, K-Barrett 101 Idaho Rock and Metal, where you can comment your song request and all of that. I'll try my best to get this to get them on the air here this afternoon on Peach's Pit Party. As I'm sure you're well aware that 911 operators, they handle hundreds of calls a day. Many are not real emergencies. Some are just downright ridiculous. I love this type of thing. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Saskatchewan has compiled the annual list of the 10 most unusual 911 calls they received in 2024. All right, here we go. A resident reported that someone had taken their tambourine during a party. Classic, great. A caller asked for help with a math problem. A caller asked for help with a broken washing machine. You know what? I would do something like that. I was getting close when my stove broke and it wouldn't turn off. A long while ago, I was cooking chicken. I'm like, okay, cool, it's done. Went to turn my stove off, and I saw the red light was still on, and it was still emitting heat. Now, sure, it could take time to cool down, but it did not look and it did not feel like it was going to turn off. Like, usually the light turns off when you go to turn the knob off. It stayed on. So I'm freaking out. I call my mom. I'm like, what do I do? My stove won't turn off. I then, I was like, should I call 911 about this? And she's like, no, you idiot. Just find a way to unplug it. So I went to are they called the breakers? Yeah, I went to the breakers in my bedroom, and I shut everything off. I flipped every single one of them. Finally found the one that was specifically for the stove in the kitchen. Turned it right off. Ended up getting a new one. Now everything's just fine. But again, I would do something like that. Call 911. I need help with my broken washing machine. I end up on Idaho's list of the dumbest 911 calls of the year. That'd be a great achievement. K-Barrett 101. Am I the bad guy for hoping people quit on their resolutions? Today, the second Friday in January, is Quitter's Day, the day people are most likely to give up on their resolutions. And every time I go to the gym, I'm like, there's a lot of people here. I should try to keep track of who exactly doesn't show up after a short while. Maybe a day like today. Maybe today was like the last day for a lot of people, and they're like, you know what? I've been going to the gym now for 9 days in the new year. I think I'm doing all right. I'll reward myself with a day of relaxing, and the next thing you know, that day becomes 2 days and 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, and next thing you know, you're not going to the gym like you were last year, which is fine with me. I do like less people in the gym. All right, I do like people trying to accomplish their goals, but I also like not having every single treadmill taken up or every single squat rack taken up. I try my best to go early in the morning and also at night. And every time I go in the morning, I do see that rush of people from around 5:30 to 6:30. And then after that, there's hardly anybody because everyone had to rush back home to get ready for work in the day. And I try my best to figure it out to where I can go when there's the least amount of people for both morning and night. But I do encourage you to stick with your resolution. That's your ultimate goal. Keep it going. The motivation may slack every once in a while, but you just got to find that inner strength, like Eminem said. That's why we play Lose Yourself. That's sort of like our what is it I'm looking for? That's sort of like our playlist bonus for you. It's like when we play Eye of the Tiger as well. Whenever those songs play, hopefully they motivate you to keep with your resolution. The wildfires in Southern California continue to cause trouble, which has led the NFL to move Monday's Vikings-Rams playoff game to Arizona. The wild card playoff game will still begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but will now be played at State Farm Stadium, the home of the Arizona Cardinals, instead of SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The wildfires of Southern California have also affected thousands of people, including the head coach of the Lakers, J.J. Redick, who lost his home to the blaze in the Pacific Palisades because of the chaos of the fires. The NBA postponed last night's game between the Lakers and the Charlotte Hornets. The next game for the Lakers is scheduled for Saturday against the San Antonio Spurs in Los Angeles. We'll see if the fires calm down enough to allow that game to tip off. And in college football news, Texas might have some home cooking on its side when it faces Ohio State in the college football playoff semifinal in the Cotton Bowl tonight. The game is being played at AT&T Stadium, and Texas safety Michael Tafe, has never lost in the stadium. He won state championships with Austin's Westlake High in 2019 and 2020, and last season he and the Longhorns routed Oklahoma State to win the Big 12 championship. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Barrel 101. I was scrolling Ask Reddit trying to find a question for to each their own. Even though they've been online exclusive this entire week, considering our phones have been down, I still want to ask a question every single day just to see what your answers are, see what you can come up with. And I found this funny one. What could be scary if it was 10 times bigger than its normal size? And someone just wrote Australia, which is definitely terrifying. Another clever answer here. You're all out there thinking of small or medium-sized things, but a 10 times bigger elephant would be pretty terrifying. Definitely. Like any bug ever. I might need to ask this for the question today. What could be scary if it was 10 times bigger than its normal size? I'm going to go with Victor Wilt. There you go. As a guy who used to have energy drinks way too much, I've cut them out completely for more than a year now. I didn't see anyone back then as obsessed with Red Bull as people are now. Have you seen all the people out there trying to find the latest flavor of Red Bull? There's even a few people here in the building, like Katie Lee from Z103. She went on the hunt for that. Is it like just the pink flavor? What's it called? The pink edition wild berries? That's what it's called? Yeah. She's one of many people that I know that have been on the hunt for the latest flavor. She even made a post about it saying she found it. She talked about it on the air yesterday. It's weird because, like, back when I was drinking energy drinks heavily, I avoided Red Bull because they had a ton of sugar in them. There are sugar-free ones, but I can't have anything that's sugar-free. It ruins my nerve endings for some reason. Earlier today, we were talking about things your parents passed on to you that you don't want at all, and you're sort of mad at your parents for giving that to you. My mom found out if she eats or drinks anything that's sugar-free, her nerve endings just for some reason cause her a lot of pain. And the same thing happens to me. I've realized that I've gotten those sugar-free Jell-O packs in the past, and one night I ate like 4 of those just because I'm like, you know what? It's sugar-free. There's low calories, little to no calories. I'll be fine eating a few of these. Next morning, my back hurt big time, and I kept eating those, night after night for like 3 nights, and my back got progressively worse. And then sure enough, after I stopped eating them, my back was back to normal. Very weird how for some reason that affects that, but it does. But going back to the energy drinks, it's so incredibly odd that like back then I was drinking the Banes and Reigns that had like 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. I never really went to Red Bull, but back then nobody was really talking about Red Bull the way they are now. My entire feed is just Red Bull related memes. Like, oh, I found the box. I'm the winner. Things like that. I'm now such a loser. I have soda every once in a while, but my celebratory drink in a way for a week being done, like on a Friday night, I'll go home, I'll pull out the Dollar Tree martini glasses where I'll pour Martinelli's, the sparkling cider into and pretend I'm drinking something fancy. Back when I was in high school and college and played basketball, there was a lot of grueling practices, a lot of things that I had to do that I wouldn't do now. Like when I first tried out for the, not tried out, but when we first had the initiation, is that the word that I'm looking for? When we were first starting out, my freshman year of college at Fullerton College for basketball, our practices would start off as 5 miles around the track. That means 20 laps around the track. You know how boring that gets to run in a circle like that? It was awful. It was really bad. And that was just the first part. Then we would have to go to practice inside the gym. I was just dead afterwards, right? This Texas high school, I'm reading here, they're being sued by some parents from the JV football team, not the varsity team out of all teams, the JV football team, because players were forced to do upwards of 360 push-ups in less than an hour during a training session. You could literally tear something doing something like that. I lifted for the first time in a long time just 2 nights ago, and I could barely bench what I was benching before, and I need to get back into it, but I was so afraid that, I know I haven't done it in so long, I didn't even stretch, I just went right into it, that I was going to, break something. Luckily, I took it easy, felt nice and sore afterwards, but I can't imagine having high school kids doing 360 push-ups and expecting them to have practice the next day. So stupid. In Texas high schools, man, have you seen how seriously they take football? Look at Allen High School. I just watched an Instagram video about this not that long ago. Allen High School has probably one of the biggest high school football fields. It's a giant stadium. Tons of people can go watch a high school football game because down in Texas, the South overall, they care a lot about football especially. It's nuts. I remember having to do things for practices that were grueling and awful. I cannot imagine doing 360 push-ups in less than an hour. No professional athlete, I don't think, does that either. I've been trying to find different things to talk about for this afternoon show, and everything is all about the Southern California fires. And I mean everything on my Facebook feed, my news feed, everything. And one thing I did want to point out is that the Hollywood sign, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still standing tall. There's a lot of fake images out there. I talked about this on the show yesterday. People are using AI to sort of make the Hollywood sign look like it's on fire, or the area around it very close to it is. It's not. You can actually watch, I believe, a live camera at all times of the Hollywood sign. I'm sure if you Google search Hollywood sign camera, you could pull it right up and see it from where you're at on your computer, on your phone. It's doing just fine, thankfully. That would make huge headlines if it actually were on fire or completely obliterated. It sucks watching these people's houses. It really does. I mean, there's so many people talking about the Malibu homes that were just built. There's so many people affected by these fires, and I think the property values have gone way up in that area now. I did see how some of those, most houses in the area were already expensive, but now they're going to even be more expensive. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Some of those homes right there along PCH, right there on the water, they were so tall and narrow. They were definitely weird looking houses, but now they're all gone. All gone. Very, very unfortunate. But I'm glad the Hollywood sign still stands tall. There's nothing wrong with it. The fires are not coming anywhere close as of right now. So East Idaho News, they have this feature. What's it called again? East Idaho Eats. I love food. I love a good pizza. And they pointed out Marco's Pizza over in Ammon. It's an East Idaho Eats Encore article that was originally published on October 27th, 2023. Marco's Pizza, if you've never had it, it's phenomenal. And I guess back in October of 2023, they just introduced Old World pepperoni. If you've ever seen it, it's like that. If you haven't seen it, it's like that scooped pepperoni. Almost looks like a suction cup. A lot of pizza places in LA, they try having that old world pepperoni. Most LA pizza is garbage. I've told you about that before. Don't go to LA thinking you're going to have some great pizza. You're going to have some great Mexican food and a variety of other different foods, but not pizza. Like I said, my friend Jose one time sent me and my friend Matt a picture of the pizza he was having. There was whole broccoli pieces on top of the pizza, and it just looked awful. Now, the pizza's decent. It's not going to be good in LA, but if you go to New York instead, get all the pizza you can over there. It's the best pizza. I'm West Coast born and raised. I will say the East Coast does pizza a whole lot better. But you know who does pizza really well here in the area? Marco's Pizza. Just reading this article from East Idaho News about East Idaho Eats. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. I might have to get a pizza on top of the Martinelli's in that that Dollar Tree martini glass that I talked about earlier. That's a great end of the week meal to celebrate a job well done for the week, I would guess, right? Check out the full article at eastidahonews.com. The whole old world pepperoni and warm Ghirardelli brownies article at Marco's Pizza in Ammon. Police in Florida, they're looking for a couple accused of robbing a family dollar store out of all places by using this disgusting tactic. A man and a woman entered the store. They split up. The man walked around and filled up a cart with nearly $500 worth of items, including a lot of cleaning supplies. Seeing as what his lady friend is willing to do, it's easy to understand why he was going for the cleaning products, because while he was gathering the items, I can't even say what she was doing. She did what I call a Dookie Distraction. There you go. Dookie Distraction in another part of the store. That created a whole disgusting distraction as employees immediately addressed the mess, began cleaning it up. While their attention was redirected, the couple walked out of the store with the stolen items and fled the scene. Police have security footage of the couple, whom they've dubbed Mr. Clean and Miss Dookie, but have had not yet caught up to them. So they got away with it. They got away with it for now. For now. In case you're unaware, we have the Cutting Edge Countdown with Cutter every Sunday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., where we count down the top 21 tracks in rock. And every single week, there's a guest on the Cutting Edge Countdown. And this week, it's the guys in Hollywood Undead. Charlie Scene, Johnny Three Tears, J-Dog will join Cutter and chat with him. And he also puts out every interview uncensored on demand wherever you get podcasts. And I was just listening to that conversation, a little part of it, maybe like 7-8 minutes of the conversation between him and those three. And sure enough, Hollywood Undead right now currently recording a new album in Los Angeles, out of all places. And they said like there's ashes falling from the sky. It looks awful, looks apocalyptic. Looks like Armageddon. You get the gist of what I'm talking about. Make sure to check out the Cutting Edge Countdown with Cutter every Sunday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Johnny Three Tears, all the dudes in Hollywood Undead, but especially Johnny Three Tears, super nice guys. And I remember running into them backstage, or side stage, I should say, at the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater as part of that Rockzilla show, getting the chance to chat with Johnny right before the show. And he goes, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, Seal Beach, California." And he goes, "I went to prison there." Said that out of all things. Again, they're super funny dudes, super nice guys. Check out the Cutting Edge Countdown with Cutter every Sunday here on K-Bear from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Well, the phones are still unfortunately down. I've been told that they're going to be back next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. There is no to each their own. I was trying to find some sort of question. There was that one call that said, what could be scary if it was 10 times bigger than its normal size? Maybe I'll just ask that. I don't know. There's the same usual questions on Ask Reddit, and it's been nice to have somewhat of a break from the feature. Trying to come up with a question every single day can sometimes be exhausting. And sometimes the same questions pop up in Ask Reddit, like, what's your comfort show that you've rewatched a million times? Family Guy, for me, through and through. Every season. I know, like, every scene. I haven't seen the newer ones, but I have. Back when Family Guy was on Netflix and like the first 15 seasons were on there, I watched it all the time. And I mean all the time. I see Futurama on this list. I see The X-Files, Parks and Rec. I did watch that entire series. Malcolm in the Middle, watched that entire series. A great show. Great show. So maybe I'll ask this on the social media pages. Look out for that. K-Bear 101 FM. Incubus on K-Bear 101. Loyal listener Lauren posted this in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. What band never lets you down? Going through this list, I'm seeing a couple people say Stick Figure, and I know that's the band that collaborated with Sublime on their recent song Feel Like That. I think that's what it's called, but I'm not really into reggae at all. But if a lot of people are enjoying Stick Figure, might have to tell Victor, hey, look into this band for the playlist, because I know a lot of people do like Sublime, even though I can't stand them, and I've talked about that on the air many times, but this is not my playlist. Victor and I have mentioned that quite a lot, especially Victor has mentioned that if it were either my favorites or his favorites, the playlist would be completely different. But no, the playlist is catered to appease the vast majority, play what's popular out there. And if a lot of people are enjoying Stick Figure and the streaming numbers are there and people in the area love those guys, we might need to put them into the playlist. Maybe. I do like that question. What band never lets you down? For me, I mean, AC/DC, can't go wrong with them. Who else is there? Dayseeker, love those guys. Bad Omens, another one of those bands. I feel like if Bad Omens put out a bad song, it wouldn't even be that bad. Like that's how much I like those guys. The Death of Peace of Mind's a great album. Who else is there? I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, what band never lets you down? Great question. I might have to say that for next week when To Peach Their Own happens with working phones, hopefully. Social media causes a lot of us to not necessarily become depressed, but more so become jealous of what celebrities can do because they have the money. They do things we can only dream of doing. Like this YouTuber named David Dobrik. If you're not familiar with him, he has been a vlogger for many years, and he just quit YouTube to specifically post on Snapchat. He got into some trouble. He's now back on YouTube. The first vlog in I don't know how many years he posted, but usually his vlogs are about 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Around that time. His latest one is 16 minutes, and I watched the entire thing. It's literally just him traveling all around the world to see the 7 wonders of the world. He also got with his friend Ilya, who does this. Ilya does this whole like year-long transformation series with people trying to help them lose weight, get into the best shape they can. So they did that together. Ilya and David Dobrik did that together. So during the middle of all that traveling, he's also training to lose weight and all of that. And the whole vlog's pretty crazy because he's traveling all across the place. And I'm thinking like, man, I wish I could go do something like that. Go travel to, I don't know, anywhere. Go travel to Florida, maybe even go international to like Norway, Switzerland, all those places. I was hoping to go back home in the near future, back to Southern California, just go see the family and friends and all that. But with those fires going on in LA, it'd be dumb to go back home and then drive up to LA and just see, all the rubble, all the terrible things the fire has caused. I think I might wait till maybe next month, see how things are, and plan my next trip for back home. I've been wanting to travel more, but there's no money to do so. I get so jealous seeing celebrities posting these vlogs. I just went to Mexico. Like, oh, good for you. This is a pretty wild story. There's a guy named Edwin Castro. He's the lucky guy from Los Angeles who won a $2 billion lottery jackpot in 2023. Well, he's the latest victim of the Pacific Palisades wildfire. He bought a home in Malibu for like around $4 million. His house just went up in flames. It's like, dude won the lottery. $2 billion. After taxes, obviously not that much, but still, giant lottery winnings. He's like, you know what? I'll buy a house in Malibu. It's pretty there. And Malibu is a pretty place. I've been there plenty of times. My friends Jose and Matt are talking about the damages that Malibu is going through, and it sucks because it's not going to be the same for a long, long time. They're never going to rebuild those houses alongside PCH that I just talked about not that long ago. Those narrow, skinny lawn houses they had right there by the water. They're not going to rebuild those, I don't think. But imagine buying a house, thinking you made it, you're all settled in. Next thing you know, wildfire breaks out, it's gone. I'm hoping he still has a lot of money left over to where he can just buy a house elsewhere. We'll see. That's a pretty crazy story. You win the lottery, you get a major house, and then boom, it's gone. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.